In a world not so different from our own, lived a boy named Leo and a girl named Mia. Their days were filled with sunshine, laughter, and endless games under the shade of a giant, ancient oak tree. It was their kingdom, their fortress, their secret hideaway. One bright afternoon, while digging for buried treasure, Leo's fingers brushed against something smooth and warm, hidden deep within the earth. He called Mia over, and together, they carefully unearthed their discovery. It wasn't a pirate's coin or a lost toy. It was a seed, unlike any they had ever seen. It was smooth as a river stone, yet it pulsed with a soft, golden light, as if a tiny star was trapped inside. Curious, Mia reached out and touched its glowing surface. The moment her finger made contact, a brilliant light erupted from the seed, enveloping them completely. The world around them dissolved into a swirling vortex of shimmering colors. It was like being inside a kaleidoscope, a dizzying, dazzling tunnel of light and sound. They held on to each other as they were pulled through time itself, the wind whistling past their ears. Just as suddenly as it began, it stopped. They landed softly, not on the familiar grass of their backyard, but on a carpet of lush, green moss. Towering above them were ferns the size of houses, and the air was thick with a warm, sweet-smelling mist. The sky was a strange canvas of orange and purple hues. They were somewhere else, sometime else. As they looked around in wide-eyed wonder, a small creature rustled the giant leaves nearby. It was a baby dinosaur with big, curious eyes and patterned green skin. It chirped softly and nudged Leo's hand with its snout. It wasn't scary at all. It was friendly. Leo and Mia giggled, gently petting its smooth head. In the distance, a whole herd of gentle giants ambled past, their long necks reaching for the tops of the strange trees. They were brachiosauruses. Peaceful and majestic, the ground trembled slightly with their passing, leaving behind footprints so enormous the kids could sit inside them. Colorful, bird-like creatures with leathery wings soared through the sky, calling to each other in strange, musical cries. This was amazing. A real-life adventure. Leo and Mia ran through the jungle, their laughter echoing through the prehistoric air. They raced past glowing flowers that lit up when they got close and jumped over sparkling streams. As they paused to catch their breath, they noticed the time seed in Leo's hand was glowing again. But this time, a new symbol had appeared on its surface, a tiny, intricate drawing of a spiral. They realized the seed wasn't just a key, it was a map. It had chosen this time for them to visit. Their new little dinosaur friend seemed to understand. It chirped excitedly and nudged them forward, leading them deeper into the vibrant forest. The baby dinosaur led them along a winding path, past bubbling mud pits and under curtains of hanging vines. They arrived at the base of a mysterious cliff, its rock face covered in ancient, weathered carvings. The carvings told a story in pictures of seeds, of stars, and of creatures from different eras. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows, a beam of light shot out from the cliff and struck the time seed. The spiral symbol on the seed glowed brighter, and a new image began to form next to it, a picture of a frozen mountain. A tiny map of light projected from the seed onto the cliff wall, showing them a path up the rocky face. It was pointing to their next destination. Filled with a new sense of purpose, Leo and Mia began to climb. The little dinosaur friend waited at the bottom, chirping its encouragement. They helped each other over tricky ledges and through narrow gaps in the rock. As they climbed higher, they saw the prehistoric world spread out below them like a giant, living map. Pterodactyls glided on the air currents beside them, their shadows dancing on the cliffs. They passed waterfalls that tumbled into crystal-clear pools, where small, swimming reptiles played. The jungle was alive with sounds, a symphony of chirps, roars, and rustles. They found a small cave halfway up the cliff to rest. watching as the twin moons rose in the purple sky. Inside the cave, strange, bioluminescent fungi cast a soft blue glow on the walls, revealing more ancient paintings. These weren't just of dinosaurs, but of woolly mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and strange sea creatures. It seemed this cliff was a library of time, a record of all the places the time seeds could go. Refreshed, they continued their climb. They navigated through a field of giant, glowing crystals that hummed with a gentle energy. The crystals lit their way as darkness fell, making the path seem magical and safe. They saw a family of triceratops sleeping peacefully in a clearing below, the moonlight glinting off their impressive horns. The air grew cooler as they ascended, the tropical scents of the jungle giving way to the crisp smell of mountain air. Finally, they reached the top. It wasn't a peak, but a wide, flat plateau. In the center was a circle of ancient standing stones, just like the ones in the carvings. And there, floating in the middle of the stone circle, was a shimmering portal of light. It swirled with images of snow and ice. This was the way forward. They looked at the time seed in Leo's hand. The spiral symbol was bright, but the new mountain symbol was pulsing, calling to them. They looked back down at the vast jungle below, waving a silent goodbye to the incredible world of dinosaurs and their little friend who had guided them. It was time for the next chapter of their adventure. Where would the seed take them next? They took a deep breath, clasped hands, and stepped bravely through the portal. The world dissolved again, but this time, the colors were cool blues, whites, and silvers. Instead of warmth, they felt a chilly breeze. They landed softly, not on moss, but on a bank of fresh, powdery snow. They were on a mountaintop, surrounded by a breathtaking landscape of ice and frost. The sky was filled with the dancing lights of an aurora. Below them, they could see a vast, frozen forest and a herd of giant, shaggy creatures moving slowly through the snow. Woolly mammoths. It was the Ice Age. The time seed in Leo's hand now showed two symbols brightly lit, the jungle spiral and the frozen mountain. It was recording their journey. But as they looked around, another light caught their eye. It was coming from a nearby ice cave, a warm, golden glow that pulsed gently against the blue ice. Their curiosity piqued. They carefully made their way toward the entrance. Inside, the cave was a wonderland of ice crystals that glittered like diamonds. And in the very center, nestled in a bed of frozen moss, was another time seed. This one glowed with a soft, turquoise light, different from their golden one. It seemed to be waiting for them. As they reached for it, a new symbol began to appear on its surface. The adventure was far from over. It was just beginning. What new world would this seed unlock? What wonders awaited them next? We'll have to join them again to find out. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow for more adventures.